Welcome to Manifesting Through Motherhood. I'm your host, Lindsay Williams, a self-development mentor, entrepreneur and author, dedicated to helping busy mums like you manifest success, balance and create passive income on your terms. With years of experience in mindset, manifestation, fitness, parenting and business growth, I share simple yet powerful strategies to help you transform your life without the overwhelm. If you're ready to up-level your mindset, build a thriving business and create the life you truly deserve, you're in the right place. You can also find all my books on Amazon, packed with tools to help you manifest and grow. So don't forget to follow the podcast to be updated on all new episodes. And let's get going. Hey ladies, how is everybody doing? So back for another episode, 2 episodes this week. So I've been on a roll this week. I had a lovely spa on Sunday, and yeah, it was just nice I feel like sometimes we need a little bit of time out to look at ourselves and where we are at, and sometimes we don't have the time to actually think and look at where we are in life, because it's just a rat race all the time. We have so many tabs that are open. We just don't know where we are going sometimes. So on Tuesday, I was actually, my friend, she's a teacher, and she asked me to come and speak to some lovely ladies. And I talked about journaling and how important journaling is for me and anybody, male and female, and how it can change your life, and how micro goal setting. And because we have 100, and we all agree we all have 100, I asked the ladies, like, how many tabs have you got open in your head? What are you thinking about later? And they all said, well, we've got cooking to do, we've got to pick up the children from school, because this is parent life. Like we have all these things to do. So yes, I had a lovely spa, but I did have a to-do list in my head for the week, because the day after I came home and I had some clients to catch up with, so I had to carry on working, because obviously I fall behind, and then I'm going away next week, so I need to make sure that my clients are sorted before I go on holiday, and then I'm having my little op when I come back. But so today I was thinking, like, there's so many things I was going to cover today, but I was listening to my friend Linda, Grey Roots and Chicken Boots podcast, Linda, the lovely Linda in Canada, and she spoke and she touched upon, like, looking at our personal inventories. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to go a little bit deeper, because I thought, because of last week, the last couple of weeks, I've gone a little bit more into mindset, manifesting a little bit, and hypnotherapy. It's so important that we just keep reminding ourselves why it's important that we are checking in with, our mind, our body, our goals. So a personal inventory isn't about judging yourself. It's about getting honest with where you are right now in life. What's working, what's draining you, what habits, relationships, routines, or even thought patterns feel heavy versus like what feels light. Because sometimes we're on a job, we take a job on, or we choose something in life where we're going, but it becomes really heavy really quick, because we all strive for goals, for jobs, for titles, but is it the right thing for us? Because there's times where I think, I've got all these amazing qualifications, I could literally go back into teaching, I could do this, I could do that. I wish I could do everything, because I enjoy all of it, but I need to make sure that I'm checking in with myself, because whatever I choose to do, it affects me and my health, my mental health, my well-being, my physical health, my pain management. I've got to look after my son. Sometimes we have to check in with ourselves, because sometimes we don't realise things are draining us. There might be really bad habits that we've just acquired after a bit of time, and like, what are our routines like on a daily? Are they affecting us? We all can put our hands up and change our routines and make positive changes every day. And this is why I talk about the goal setting and the habit stacking, because just little changes. Habit stacking is having a few new habits a day that are positive, that we can stack together as like a compound, because we can do it together. So we're not adding so much time throughout our day. They're just small things that we can add, or we can swap throughout our week. But this is something that we don't do enough, taking a personal inventory. So I'm not talking about your fridge or your wardrobe. I mean, checking in with you. and what's going on. This is about reflecting on what's working, what's not. Where's your energy going right now? Because sometimes we're giving out more than we're getting back. And sometimes we don't know what's going on in people's lives. Things could be going on, and I don't judge. Like years ago, maybe we can judge people. But I like to find out a little bit more about people and what's going on, because I feel like people do behave a certain way. But they behave a certain way because sometimes they could be going through things at home. There could be something going on in the workplace. They could be going like through a breakdown of a relationship. They might have money worries, and that reflects on other people. But not everybody tells other people what's going on. And sometimes we can judge people on the weight or anything that's going on, because it's so easy to judge people because of their actions as well. So having a personal inventory it's like a self-audit. I do this all the time. So it's looking at your emotional, mental, physical, and where your energy's going. And it's a chance to ask, where am I right now? What is feeling aligned and what needs a tweak? And we run on autopilot. Work, the kids, the house, without even realising we've just drifted from our goals. And we've swapped that peace with chaos. I see it all the time. I'm very good at profiling and reading people, and I see it behind people's eyes when they're stressed. Every job has a stress factor no matter what you do. I am so lucky. I don't feel stressed with my job. And I feel like I've got an element of stress as I'm self-employed. Me working, I don't get paid off anybody but my clients. So if I don't work, they're not going to pay me. So there is a level of stress, but I also have passive income streams as well. So that's what I help people with, having something to fall back on. Like we had the pandemic and everybody had to close their business. And this is where passive income came more about. People started to understand it. So I created digital products. I've just done my qualification in digital marketing. So I just wanted that upskill. So it's always good to have a little bit of a backup, something for you. And especially as we get older, because like I have pain management sometimes and I feel achy and I feel like, where am I going to be in a couple of years? Are my hands going to give up with hairdressing? Is my neck's feeling really good at the minute. I'm going to touch wood now because I've been doing my physio and I've lost weight, so that's going to help as well. So I'm looking after myself. I'm not taking on extra stress. I'm trying to have face packs and eye packs. I'm trying to have massages and spa days. And people might think, oh, she's all, indulging in, and I'm doing like these little things. But I haven't been abroad this year. So like, we've been away to Devon, but I've not been on a big holiday this year because it's just been a really crazy year and losing my nan. And yeah, I've just wanted to like be local and just work on me and my business and do things on the house. And it's hard. My husband only has like so many weeks annual leave, and we've got to go and visit his mum and sister, and I can go away whenever I want. And then you've got school holidays, so you kind of confined to the school holidays. So I mean, before you know it, you've not been away. But I'd rather sometimes spend that money on me and doing things for me, having a couple of spa trips and doing things with my mum, having some lunches out. To me, that is like 100% self-care because I feel good. And the last couple of weeks, it's been good. I've met some clients for lunch, and then we've done some breakthrough work, my manifesting container that I have. So we've been doing the life coaching, and it's kind of like been falling together nice. And this is what I've been talking about with clients, like what's working for you at the minute. And I only need an hour with somebody to completely like spin the heads 180 and look at the mindset and where we're going forward and what can we change. And because sometimes we just need a little bit of motivation from somebody else to actually think, actually, I never thought about that. And I mean, myself, if I have a one-to-one with somebody or I speak to somebody, you can kind of like bounce. Like me and my friend Nicola, we do a lot of voice noting every day, and I give her business ideas, and I'll say, what about doing this with your business, and why don't we tweak this? And she'll be like, I never thought of that, let's do this. And it's great because you've got somebody to give you that. It's like your pocket life coach. So I think it's good to check in all the time. We are not going to stay the same. We could be like this for a month. We can have a really bad month, a really good month. But I always say to people, don't let that bad month take over to the next month. Just like really think, actually, it has been a rubbish month. Things have happened. We've been poorly. things haven't been good at work. I've not been feeling well. My relationship's been rubbish. Like, there's so many factors. We are human beings. We're not robots. We're not AI. We are human people, and we have feelings, and we've got so much going on in the world. There's so much that triggers us, but we still got to get up and pay the bills. We've got to go to work. So what can we start looking at this week? So let's talk. There's 4 areas that we can reflect on, and number 1 being the mind. So am I speaking to myself kindly? What thoughts are looping in? Do I need to declutter my mind the same way I declutter my house? Same thing. I always say tidy house is tidy mind. Once you've done your housework and you put your bedding away and all that, then you can start thinking. Then I start doing my to-do list, because I think sometimes I feel like I've really got somewhere when I've started, because I have so many things going on. And when I started to feel like this, I've been feeling like this week. I've got so many things I want to do, and I've got Christmas coming up, and I've got to be really mindful of busy in the salon. And I've been having a lot of new clients lately, and they're just coming out of nowhere, and it's through word of mouth. So I've got to be mindful of, this is my time of focus in the salon, but I also want to sell my courses. I want to do do more one-to-ones, but it's having the time, and you've just got to be careful that I'm not eating into my energy. I've got things, this month's going to go really fast because I've got my little op, and we're going away, so that's going to go really quick. I mean, since the kids have started school again in September, I really don't know what's going on. It's gone so fast. He's got so much going on at school, and it's just been, you're being a parent, but you're also looking after somebody else, and maybe your partner, but you're also looking after you, and sometimes you can take a little bit of a back burner. So number 2, body. Am I sleeping well? Am I moving my body? Am I nourishing myself? Or are you living off cold brews and eating the kids' leftovers? So this happens all the time. Or we can be snacking off the plates, which we shouldn't be doing, because we're actually that hungry. We've all done this, where during the day, they've left a few chicken nuggets, and because we've not eaten, we're snacking on them before we actually have our meals. But really, we should be hydrating and refueling throughout the day, taking good meals to work with us, whatever what we're doing, out on the road, and we've got little snacks and nuts and just things that you can have in your bag. Just eating is good for the mind, and the drinking. So it's just thinking, I can't function without food, and I can't function without sleep. And if you're going to bed thinking about work every night, I always say there's nothing you can do. You can't change anything. You go home, and it's really hard. You do take work home with you, and you've got emails, but sometimes we just really have to think, I've just got to put my phone on. I do urge you to do this, because I've started doing this. I might not be doing this soon. Do not disturb. Actually, I put it on while I was doing this, because as soon as I got on here, somebody messaged me on WhatsApp. So it's on do not disturb now. I can actually go in and see his message, but sometimes we need that, because I think when we see messages coming through, we get our backs up a little bit, and we think, oh, I need to message that person. And I do text at certain times. I text at all times and send emails, because I just do them when I've got a minute to do them. It doesn't mean that people have to respond to me, but I need to look at my sleeping. I've had a few late nights this week, so I need to make sure that, because I've been watching maths, and then I've been watching something else. And so, when you're just watching things, and I love watching series. It's my escape. Me and my husband like to just chill, and when our son's in bed, and we've just got some time to just have a cuddle and a relax and a chit chat together. But then it gets late, and we watch a film, and now he only works weekends. He's not having to get up at 5, so I'm going to bed even later. But sometimes we're 10:30, we're let's just turn the TV off and go to sleep. So just do a bit of an audit of your sleep this week. And have I actually, I don't think I've drank as much water this week as I thought, because I can tell with my water bottle that I'm not, and I don't know why I've not been doing it. I feel like since the weather's changed, I feel like I am drinking, but I keep going to the toilet, so. But I do know I need to keep drinking water. So that is something I am aware of, and it's something that's in my head. So I know I need to make sure, because we all know when we're not doing something, because we all have most of us have an inner dialogue, and we all talk to ourselves, and we always say, oh, I'm not well today. Always talk to our friends and say, oh, I've had a bad day, I've had a cake. And we all have that guilty look on our face. But have the cake, just have what you want. Have a drink, just do what you need to do. Pull it back. I always say pull it back the next day. And number 3, energy. Who or what is taking up most of my energy? And all the boundaries I need to reset. These could be work boundaries. You could be like wanting to do everything for everybody, and you've got that open door policy. You've got, depending on what you do as a business, or if you're a manager or working for yourself, or you've got relatives coming round. There's something that could be taking up our mental. I think mental energy tires me out more than the physical, because we're thinking, I overanalyze, I pre-empty conversations, I talk them through 3 or 4 times in my head, and actually we can come up with like an answer that's probably not even going to be true. So sometimes energy is a huge factor, and we do sometimes have our boundaries blurred. Things can be like a little bit mixed up and crossed. So sometimes we need a reset, and that might be within our business, within friendships, with our parents, grandparents, our partners. So look at energy. So write the 4 things down: the mind, the body, energy, and number 4 is the goals. So do my current actions match my vision board, or have I drifted off a bit? Because sometimes life gets busy. You might have done all your vision board and think, what's left for the year? We don't particularly need to add anything more to it. Just go back and nurture what you've actually done on your vision board. There's no point ticking off things on your vision board, especially if the health goals, if we're going to meet the goals and then we're going to step away from them. So the goals that mean a lot to you, try and stick to those goals, and just sometimes remember that if it fell out of alignment, it's not failure. Just go back to it. I think the key for me is self-awareness in action. So we can actually, I've drifted a little bit, I've stepped out of my lane a little bit. We all know that we're doing this, so sometimes it's good to actually, step back to where we're at, where we are at, or maybe like revisiting our New Year goals again. But what we can do like different rituals, so we can just like start write it. Have a week where we're just journaling a little bit more, and like going through these, and every day going through them again, and how we can maybe break them down a little bit more. So like our goals or the energy, and then if it's something that's really bothering you, like say your energy, and you've got a little bit of a quandrum that you need to get through, just really focus on that first. I think the energy for me would be a key first one, and probably the mind, and then we'll go for the body. I think people will be struggling a little bit, but the goals is going to probably be the last one, where we've got to make sure those are, our basic needs are being met. And then when our basic needs are being met, then we can focus on our goals. So what I want you to do this weekend, is I want you to write 3 wins, 3 challenges, and 1 focus for next week. So maybe do that whatever day you're listening to this. Do it on a Sunday. It's like a reset. So it's 3 wins. So maybe 3 wins from last week, 3 challenges, and then what you're going to focus on for next week. And if something feels off, just write it down, because sometimes we see that shift of energy. We can have a really good week, we can have a really bad week, but you've got to give yourself permission to pause and reset, because if you don't, then we just keep spiraling, and the position that you're in now, you might have, we all know, we speak to our friends and colleagues and we say, have you had a good week? And how many times do you say to people, have you had a good day? And how are you? And people say, oh, but as soon as you ask that question, people go, well, I've got a bit of a headache, or this has happened. Not many people respond with, yeah, I'm fantastic, because you might be having a bit of a rubbish week, and I might be having a rubbish week with pain. But so yeah, everything's good. I always say everything's great at my end, because sometimes I don't want to deflect it on other people, because then it's like a ping pong ball. It's back and forth, back and forth. You'll always find the positive in me. I'm not going to sugarcoat everything. Not everything. There'll be times where I feel drained and my son's been all over the place, but 90% of the time, I kind of I try and have a tight ship. I try and manage my health and wellness. Because if I'm struggling with anything, I have friends that I can voice note. I have my mum, I have my partner. If I'm feeling, I don't think I've done as much, I won't say as much exercise this week, because I've been busy. So probably I know this week I need to ramp it up a little bit. So I know these things because I journal, I write them down. I'm like, yes, Lindsay. I laugh when I start journaling and writing things down because it's like I'm telling myself, yeah, you need a telling off, Linz. And that's it, is sometimes we just need a little head wobble, don't we? But find yourself a little buddy, a little bit of a WhatsApp buddy, and like check in with somebody. If you've got somebody at work saying, do you fancy, like, if you've never read The Secret, so every January I go back to The Secret with Rhonda Byrne. You get it on Audible or you can read it. And then I have loads of rituals that I start throughout the year. So maybe and you can do those in like WhatsApp groups and book club groups. So you could maybe like say to someone, do you want to read a book together? Do you want to work on some goals, some self-development? Because we are always, I'm just looking at my vision board. So I went on Tuesday, I went with my friend Helen, and I met the lovely ladies, and they've been doing vision boards, and so I took a little vision board and I've been sticking things to it. So I'm going to add things to it. But so I put like some affirmations on that I found, like, what am I grateful for? And my soul is vibrant, because they're positive things that stand out to me. And that vision board with the positivity on, there's a reflection of my mood and my mental well-being, where it's at. But if it was all dark energy, then I would be looking at that thinking, Lindsay, you're not in a good place, and why am I writing negativity on a board like that? Why am I being negative verbally with people? Because something is obviously going on, and that could be relationships, it could be health, and it could be financial. We all struggle with something. It might be multiple things. It's usually just one or two things. So just go and give yourself a personal inventory and look at what's working for you right now, what's not working. What can you work on? Anything I can help you with? Some coaching, looking at maybe doing some of my courses, because you've still got time to publish a book. You've still got time to think about your podcast and how you can start getting it ready for launching. You might not want to launch it this year, but we can get ready for January and get that podcast ready. We can do all the behind the scenes and get your client avatar and who your listeners are going to be. And you can do a lot of soul searching. You can just do a really nice soft launch now of a podcast. And if you've got something to say and you enjoy doing podcasts, there's nothing stopping you doing a podcast or writing a book, because I did it, so you can do it as well. And it's something to look forward to for the future. Sometimes it's a really good expansion on your business, and it doesn't even have to relate to your business. You could just have something for you, just like a hobby. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. So have a great week, and I will speak to you all soon. And don't forget to come and follow me on my socials. And if you haven't left me a review, you can do so. Or if you haven't read my book, Manifesting Through Motherhood, you can find that on Amazon with my other books. So I will sign off now and have a great week. Bye for now. If you're feeling called to go deeper, to align more, create more, and really step into that next version of you, you'll find everything you need in my link tree. From my book, Manifesting Through Motherhood, to powerful resources and ways we can work together. It's all there waiting for you. Come and find me on Instagram or Facebook. I love hearing what landed with you. Don't forget to follow the podcast, and if this episode spoke to you, please share it with someone who is on their own journey too. And happy manifesting.